You bet. Well, before we take you back to the boats, we've been researching the Belle and the Queen. We thought we'd pass along what we found. In case you're wondering, the Belle of Louisville is 191 feet long. The Queen is much longer, 285 feet. The Belle is taller. She's 60 feet high compared to the Queen's 57 feet. Now, both boats travel at a top speed of 12 miles per hour, but water conditions and the number of people certainly can affect the rate that they can go. And this year, the Queen is carrying at least 350 people. The Belle has between 600 and 700 on board.
And one of those people on board is WAVE-TV's Julie Nelson. She joins us live from the Belle with an update. Julie, how's the race looking right now? Can you see 6 Mile Island inside?
We can see 6 Mile Island. The thing that's kind of hard to see is the Delta Queen. She is way back behind us. So it looks like everybody on this boat was predicting right. It looks like we are going to take it. Ain't no big surprise, you know. We've had these analysts on here. Everybody's been predicting the Belle would win. But right now we're going to show you where the Belle gets its power. We went down below recently and took a look at the steam engine that powers the Belle. We're going to take you down there right now and give you a look.
This will be my 15th race. Most of the machinery that we have here on the Belle is quite old style technology. The engines we feel date to about 1889, but they're very efficient for what they are. With proper maintenance, these things run forever. The paddle wheel that you see in the back is the only means of propulsion that the Belle of Louisville has, and it's operated by these two, one here, one over there, steam engines built by James Reese & Son, and they date to about 1889. The way they operate, they'll have steam entering the engine through this white line here through the intake valve. Attached to the piston is this rod, which is attached to a crosshead here, which links the white arm, the pitman arm, to the paddle wheel. We'll be operating this at about 3 times the speed that we're doing right now, and the noise level will be about 5 times as loud. But they're very reliable, and if we get about 18 or 19 revolutions on them, we'll win the race, I believe. One of the most critical parts of the race is the turn, and the race can be won or lost at the turn. The way we turn the Belle, we have a steam cylinder in our overhead that enables the pilot to bring the rudders hard over in just a matter of seconds, and we'll also have a towboat stationed on the bow to push the head of the boat around. It's critical that once the boat is heading around, the pilot makes the adjustment with his steering to get back on that straight line that he has to have to keep the boat in the straightest possible line in the deepest possible water. The steam assist steering we have in the pilot house, there are a brass lever on each side of the big wheel. As the lever is pushed one way, it allows steam to go in one side of the cylinder to push the rudders over. When the lever's centered, the valve is closed. So it's like power steering, only it uses steam instead of a fluid mechanism. The throttle is similar to the gas pedal in your car, except it is a valve. It's a disc valve. The more it's open, the more steam you have going to your engines, and if you want to slow down, naturally you'll close the valve down. One of the unsung heroes of the race is the guy that fires the boilers, called the fireman. He is charged with maintaining the steam pressure as high and as constant as he possibly can. The Belle burns a number 4 fuel oil, which is a thick, heavy oil that is aerated or mixed with live steam into a mist, and it burns into an open furnace. He has a very critical job, and it has to just be as sharp as possible on that any day, especially on that day. Some people consider the Great Steamboat Race as the pro wrestling of boat racing, but we take it very, very seriously. We're running the Belle at its maximum ability, as hard as we safely possibly can, and we do our best. What they do on the other boat, I haven't a clue and don't really care.
Well, once again, it looks like we're actually approaching the halfway mark of 6 Mile Island, and the head of the island, that is the uppermost part, the northernmost section of the island, is going to be the end of the race. And right now you can see the Belle of Louisville really turning it on, so no wonder they're not concerned with what's going on back on the Delta Queen. It's way back there. Here you go. There's a shot of the Delta Queen, and they're way back. I'm guessing probably now about 4 or 5 boat lengths back. So we won't need a photo finish on this one. We'll be able to declare the Belle of Louisville the winner here in just a moment, barring any unforeseen circumstances. It looks like they're going to win this one rather easily and very handily. We're moving up along the finish line, and we're going to give you that kind of coverage right here from the News Yacht 3 location. But right now, guys, it looks like we're in very good shape. The Belle of Louisville really making it very quick. I should tell you, at one point, they were hugging the coastline over here so close over on the Indiana side, it looked like they're going to take the chute and go up on the other side of 6 Mile Island, which would mean practically no current whatsoever. But the captain started bringing it back out toward the middle just a bit and just made it on this side of the island. So he's really avoided the current very, very well coming upstream for today in this big race. The Belle of Louisville looks like we've got this one well in hand, guys. I think the gilded antlers will be changing hands a little bit later on.
A runaway. Well, that's saying on the Belle.
I guess all's fair there, huh? And this is going to be the tiebreaker, too.
That's right.
16 to
Belle
15,
will be one up. And we're back with more live coverage of the great Steamboat race in just a minute.
Coming up next, we'll check back with Derek Jones on board the Delta Queen. Stay with us. All evening, all this past hour anyway.
And it's her first Steamboat race.
It's her
I think
first
it's a nice
one,
way to
and
break
she is,
somebody in.
She is victorious. But we're going to check with Julie in just a minute. Right now, let's go to Craig Edwards on board the WAVE-TV News Yacht. Craig has been monitoring the race for us throughout the evening. Craig?
Right, Alan, and you're seeing the Belle of Louisville as she is approaching the very end of 6 Mile Island. In just a matter of seconds, she will be the winner, no doubt about it. Only about less than 100 yards to go now as she's pushing on through, and you'll be able to see the bow of the boat. Oh, she's already celebrating. She's celebrating the victory right now. They're sounding the whistle on board the Belle. And meanwhile, the Delta Queen is back behind us and still trying to catch up right now. We thought about actually pitching a line back there to help the Delta Queen out a little bit. She's followed us all the way up on the Kentucky side. But right now, the Belle is victorious. And once again, the Gilded Antlers will be going to the Belle of Louisville this year. And right now, I think they're going to gradually slow down a little bit. We'll watch the Delta Queen come on in here. And gradually, they'll start making their way around, make the turn. They're not going to do it quickly this year because the race is actually ending right here, but they'll start making their way back down toward the downtown area. So everybody along the banks of the river will get a chance to see both boats again as they pass back toward downtown. And when they get down to the wharf, then they'll start to make that big exchange for tonight. And once again, there's a big concert tonight, too, down on the Belvedere. James Brown will be performing down there in a free concert as the Derby festivities continue as we approach Derby Day. So it's turned out to be a terrific race, and once again, congratulations to the Belle of Louisville for winning the big race this year. And a great strategy by Captain Fitzgerald hugging into that Indiana coastline.
That sure was. Craig, I'm wondering how long will it take the boats now to get back to the wharf site for the Gilded Antler presentation?
I don't think it's going to take too long, Alan, because the winds have died down somewhat. Of course, we'll be going with the current this time, so it shouldn't take very long at all. We made that trip very quickly when we were on our way down a little while ago, but News Yacht 3 is pretty fast, so we can make that turn and make that trip down there pretty quickly. They'll start making their turn anytime, though, and I think we'll probably see them down there probably in the next half hour or so.
Good race.
Yeah, very good race.
Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.